Hello everybody, Danny Music Man here and welcome back to the channel. I hope all of you are having a fantastic day today. Guys, do you like getting excited for things? Or do you like video games? Well, you've come to the right place because today's video is just a quick little video talking about my excitement for future video games that are going to be releasing within maybe the next 2, 3, maybe at the most 4 years. And yeah, I just wanted to make this quick little video while I'm working on my bigger video that will probably come out after this one. But I wanted to make this video just to tell you guys the stuff that I'm excited for when it comes to the video game world and what games specifically I'm excited for. So as you can see on the screen, I have this chart that I made that I call the Dan's Game Hypometer. You can't actually see it, but the JPEG is called Dan's Game Hypometer.jpg. And I made this entire chart from scratch. And I think, at least for me personally, this is the perfect way to kind of gauge my excitement for a game's release. So as you can see, there's stuff in the pre-order category, which for me is the highest. I think pre-ordering a game is one step above buying it day one, because you're basically locking it in without reading reviews or ratings or anything like that. You're buying it, you're going to pre-order that game no matter what, and it's going to be yours no matter if it's good or bad. So you're basically saying you're full sending it. Pre-order for me is the highest. Day one is obviously self-explanatory. You buy the game the day of its release. One below that is a possible day one, which is a category that I wanted to include because there are games that I'm kind of like, maybe I'll buy that day one, maybe we'll just see how I feel. So I have that category there too. Waiting for a sale, self-explanatory. It's just, you're not going to buy the game if it's an expensive one. You're not going to buy the game at full price, but if it goes on sale 30-40% off, maybe you'll be like, all right, now I'll buy it because you want to take advantage of a really good discount. The one below that is not in a rush. So basically, a game that you want to play, you have some interest in it, but you're not in a rush to play it. So you're going to play it one day, but you're not actively looking to go play it. And the last category is the red one, which is not buying, which is just simply not buying. Now, before we get started, I just want to say, as you can see, there is nothing in the not in a rush or not buying category. And that's because, one, I couldn't really think of anything that I would put in those two categories. And if you're watching this, you're not really going to care about what's in the not buying or not in a rush category, because all I would have to say is, yeah, I'm not really, looking forward to playing that game, or I don't have an itch to play that game. So all of the stuff is from wait for sale or above. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'm actually going to put my camera down here because I realized that when I had it up in the top left, it kind of blocked some of the things and you couldn't really see. So we're going to have it down in the bottom left for now so you can see what I'm talking about. So first, we're going to talk about wait for sale. So these are games that, of course, you're going to wait for the sale. You're probably not going to buy them, full price when they're around. However, if there's a, PlayStation store, some kind of sale like that, or if there's the Steam spring, summer, winter sale, that kind of stuff, you'll take advantage and you'll buy these games. So there are two that are firmly placed in the wait for sale. And for me, that is the sequel to Alien Isolation and Epic Mickey 2, which you're thinking to yourself, that game already came out, but you can't really play it anywhere other than a Wii. So when I have Epic Mickey 2 there, I'm talking about a PS5, or if it takes that long, a PS6 release. So Alien Isolation 2. I really enjoyed Alien Isolation 1. I think it's a really good kind of survival horror game, and I'm a big fan of the Alien franchise. So I played this like a long time ago. Actually, now I played it 8 years ago. That's a long time. I played this game 8 years ago on the Xbox One, and I remember having a really, really fun time, kind of navigating, and navigating the ship and staying away from the alien. And I did play with the sound mode on, so I had to be very, very quiet. And it was a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with Alien Isolation 2. And I'm looking forward to it because I love survival horror games. I think they're very fun. Next, Epic Mickey 2. I played Epic Mickey 1 recently, and I absolutely loved it. As you know, if you watch my Kingdom Hearts video, I'm a sucker for Disney things in general. So I really liked Kingdom Hearts, and I really liked Epic Mickey, which I actually played before Kingdom Hearts, and Epic Mickey was the thing that kind of really sold me on playing the Kingdom Hearts saga, because I really liked Epic Mickey with its, you know, kind of darker visuals, and I liked playing as Mickey Mouse. I thought the paint and the thinner stuff was really, really cool. And for me, I haven't seen anything on Epic Mickey 2, and I probably won't until they announce a modern port for modern consoles or a PC release on Steam. And I think Epic Mickey is very, very cool. If you've seen and you played Epic Mickey, you know that it's pretty dark, and I kind of like that stuff. So Mickey, I'm there, and looks like you're gonna play as Oswald, so that's very, very fun. So I'm very much looking forward to Epic Mickey 2 for a modern console release. Now, the other stuff is the waiting for sale stuff that's kind of, you know, in the middle, the stuff that's kind of bridging the gap between possible day one and waiting for sale. So I'm going to go from right to left. First, we're going to talk about Doom: The Dark Ages. Of course, Doom: The Dark Ages is releasing at the time of recording this in 2 months, and I think this game's going to be a slam dunk. Of course it is. It's Doom. Doom's fantastic, and I really think that The Dark Ages is a great looking game. I'm really like, as you know, anything about me, I'm a big time first-person shooter kind of guy. It's my bread and butter. It's my favorite kind of game to play, and Doom: The Dark Ages looks no different. It's not going to have any multiplayer, which I'm perfectly fine about, because I wasn't going to play multiplayer for Doom anyways. I was just going to play the single-player campaign. So that is a game that, you know, maybe I'll buy it day one. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I still don't know. And just like all of the other 3 games there. And the next one is Judas, which, if you know anything, it's Ken Levine's next kind of big project that he's working on. Ken Levine, of course, being very famous for the BioShock franchise. And as you know, I love BioShock a lot, so I'm very excited to see what Ken Levine has up his sleeve with Judas. There's been a lot of radio silence ever since he did kind of that like press release of interviews that he did, and there were people who played the game early and they said they really liked it, but it's been kind of radio silent since then, so we're gonna have to wait and see, you know, some more information. So that's why it's kind of in that possible day one / wait for sale kind of limbo. The next game is the only anime game on this entire list. I'm not really a big anime guy, but if there's one anime that I really like, it is Bleach. If you, my friend who's watching, you've convinced me to play this game, so thank you very much for that. I will be playing this game, and I'm very excited about it, because Bleach is the one anime that I really, really kind of dig, because it's very dark, it's very intense, there's a great story, great characters, and it's very good. And they're coming out with a console release that is or a console game that's very, very exciting. And this is the first time that this show has gotten a big time game in like 15 years. I think the last time was at like the PS3, so very excited to play that. That's actually coming out in about a week, so maybe I'll wait for it to go on sale. I'll judge by the reviews and the ratings and that kind of stuff, but well, that's kind of in that in between. And the last thing is the Final Fantasy X remake, which has been confirmed that they are in development. They are working on it right now. Of course, Square Enix, as you would probably know, is working on the Final Fantasy VII Part 3 game, and it's all hands on deck right now, which we will talk about in a bit. But I'm very excited for Final Fantasy X's remake, because as far as I know, culturally speaking, 7 and 10 are really the kind of clear best Final Fantasy games. Of course, it's all subjective, but from what I've understood, 10 is kind of the game that's closest to the eliteness level of 7. Sorry, my voice is cracking. So that game, when it comes out, I don't expect this game to come out for another maybe 2 or 3 years, but I'll be playing that, and I'll kind of gauge it, you know, waiting for a sale, possible day one. We'll see, but that's why I kind of have it more in the waiting for sale, because that might be a game that I'll be looking forward to playing, but not super, you know, I'm not going to be quite on the ball when it comes to that game. All right, next is the possible day ones category. This one has a lot of beefy stuff in it, so let's just get straight into it. So I'm gonna go from left to right. So Super Mega Baseball 5. I think the Super Mega Baseball franchise is quite easily the funnest and in my opinion, the best baseball franchise that you can play for video games. I know people will argue MLB The Show. If you want to be realistic and play with real players, then you should probably play MLB The Show. However, Super Mega Baseball 4, 3, and 2 are some of my favorite baseball games of all time. They're so much fun, And the fact that they don't kind of take themselves too seriously is also very fun. And the game is just fun. If you like baseball and you like video games, you should definitely play Super Mega Baseball. And I'm very excited for 5 when it comes out. That quite firmly is a possible day 1 release. I could get that day 1. We'll kind of have to gauge, the price, but more likely might be day 1. The next is the next Batman Arkham game. This is very exciting. I am a big fan of Batman, and I've played all of the Batman Arkham games recently, and of course they're fantastic. If you've played these games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. I'm excluding Origins because even though I haven't played that yet, I will play it one day, but quite firmly, Asylum, City, and Knight are tremendous games, and so the fact that they're going to make another game is really, really, really great, and I'm very excited to see what they do because the Batman Arkham games have been absolute slam dunks, so I'm looking forward to it. Next is one of the biggest games quite possibly of all time, GTA 6. Now, I did not grow up with GTA 6, however, GTA 6 is one of those games that's like an event game, meaning a game that when it comes out, it's going to take the world by storm because it's GTA 6. It's one of those mythology games that people are always kind of, making jokes about, kind of like Half-Life 3, where is it real, is it not, when is it coming out, is it even real, that kind of stuff. But GTA 6, of course, Grand Theft Auto being one of the biggest franchises in video gaming history, and GTA 6 is going to be quite an epic, and I don't think it's going to be bad at all. I think Rockstar know that GTA 6 is going to be a flagship mega buster game, and I might buy that day 1. It will have to if the rumors about it being like $100 are true as the standard price, that's kind of why it puts me possibly in day 1. But we're going to have to see. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with GTA 6. Next is Red Dead Redemption 3. Again, another Rockstar bombshell. Of course, Red Dead 2, widely known and critically acclaimed. It's one of the best games, quite possibly of all time, depending on who you talk to. And of course, Red Dead 3 is going to be absolutely massive. I don't see this game coming out for... I think it comes out in this decade, but it's going to take a while because Rockstar's battleships are all pointed towards GTA 6 right now, and rightfully so because GTA 6 is going to make them a lot of money, so that's kind of the priority right now, while Red Dead 3 is kind of taking a back seat. But Red Dead 3, man, it's going to be huge, and that is quite possibly a possible day 1 purchase for me. The next category is the bona fide day 1 purchases. These are games that you will see me at a video game store. You will see me at the PlayStation store on the PS5. You will see me on Steam, ready to click the button for the day 1 purchase. These games are quite monumental for me because these are kind of massive games that I am very much looking forward to, enough that I gotta buy them day 1. So from left to right, I have Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword right there, but that's supposed to represent the next Zelda game that comes out in 2027, I would assume. 2027, the next Legend of Zelda game. I am a Legend of Zelda fan. I really, really like Legend of Zelda. There's a Master Sword right there. I am very excited to see where they're going to take the series here. There's a lot of questions about, are they going to do open world, or are they going to go back to kind of the more linear thing that Skyward Sword had to offer? Are they going to change the art style, this? But no matter what, I will be there as a day 1 purchase because that's a big deal. Again, another event game, another Legend of Zelda game, one of the biggest franchises in video gaming history. Now, the next one is Metroid Prime 4. For me personally, and all Metroid fans out there, you know that Metroid Prime 4 has had a long development history. I think going on 8 years now since the announcement trailer first popped up, and the game has taken different forms, different shapes. They had to change development kind of halfway through, and we got the trailer for it, I believe, last year in one of the Nintendo Directs, and it was incredibly hype. It was so surreal seeing this game happening. A bona fide trailer for the first time. This, again, just like Zelda, is a day 1 purchase for me. If they make a Switch 2 version that has Metroid Prime bundled with it, or a theming like that or something, you better believe I'll be there. And I'm so excited to play Metroid Prime 4 because, as you know, I'm a first-person shooter guy, and it kind of reminds me a lot of the Alien kind of stuff, and Samus is baller. and I'm so excited to see what they do with Metroid Prime 4. The next game is a brand new Lego Indiana Jones video game. Of course, Indiana Jones has kind of been coming back in the spotlight just a little bit with the movie that came out semi-recently, and the video game The Great Circle coming out, which I will be playing very, very soon when it comes out for PS5, because I'm so excited to play that game. I am a big Indiana Jones fan, and if they make a brand new Lego Indiana Jones game just like they did with Lego Star Wars, Lego Indiana Jones is probably my first video game of all time. I might dispute that because it could be Wii Sports, but it is definitely the one of the first 2 games I ever played in my life, and it is so integral to my video game kind of brain that if they make a remake, I have to buy it. I have to. It's such a nostalgia trip, and I'll be there for it. Now, the next game and the newest entry into this chart is Kingdom Hearts 4. Now, I would say that I would say I am buying this game day one, almost for sure. But it's in the kind of, limbo between possible and for sure day one purchase, because I just want to gauge it off of, the reviews just a little bit, but more likely than not, I will for sure be buying this game day one. That's why it's kind of more in the day one category. But Kingdom Hearts, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I was a fan of Kingdom Hearts. It's so strange. It's such a bizarre franchise, but I can't help but like it, and it's very charming, and I really like it. So when Kingdom Hearts 4 comes out, if you've seen the trailer, I won't say spoilers, but if you've seen the trailer, you know that they're taking the series in a brand new direction that, maybe some people like, some people don't. I think it's really cool, and I think it's a fresh start for Kingdom Hearts. It's kind of a soft reboot, sort of a little bit, but it's still continuing the overall kind of, the linear story of Kingdom Hearts. So I'm very, very excited to play that when it comes out. I think for sure this probably will be a day one purchase. The next game is the lowest Valve game that I have on this chart, and it's Left 4 Dead 3. I like Left 4 Dead. It's fun when you play with friends, but if you kind of play by yourself, it's not that incredibly interesting. So that's why I kind of have it in the limbo between for sure day one and possible day one. But it's a Valve game, which is, any Valve game with the number 3, that's a big deal. So you better believe that I probably will be there for this game, but we'll have to see. We'll have to gauge. Next is Little Nightmares 3. This is for sure coming out this year. It's been confirmed that it will have a 2025 release date. We don't know when, but I am a big fan of Little Nightmares. I love Little Nightmares. It's right up my alley. It's dark, it's creepy, it's kind of Tim Burton-y. It has the flavor that I kind of found in Epic Mickey, with kind of the darkness kind of creeping in, and it's so surreal and almost dreamlike. I love Little Nightmares. I think it's fantastic, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with 3, and I will be there. That is a day one purchase for sure. All right, and the last category is the pre-order category. These are games that it doesn't matter what the review is, what the rating is, if it's overwhelmingly positive or negative on Steam. These are the games that you will full send, total commitment. You will pre-order these games, and you will have it no matter what. These are the games that I am very much looking forward to, and there are 4. I'm going to start with the lowest, which is BioShock 4, and the only thing that's stopping me from putting BioShock 4 in pre-order status is the fact that it's been through development hell, and I'm a little scared to see what they're going to do with the story, because I've heard that there's been like 3 times that they've tried to submit a script and they've been like, that's not good enough. This is not good enough, which is actually a good thing, because that means that they're not just accepting mediocrity. If you played the BioShock games, BioShock 1, 2, and Infinite, you know that the stories for these games have to be at least elite. And that's how it should be, because BioShock 4 has to be on the same level or better than 1, 2, and Infinite. And I know it's probably not going to be better than 1, because 1 is like a freaking masterpiece, and 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. But BioShock 4 has been through such development hell that that's the only reason why I have it in pre-order day one limbo and not in fully pre-order. However, if the story turns out to be totally fine, we're good. There were no issues with development hell and that kind of stuff, which there's going to be problems with this game. But I am gonna go with the angel on my shoulder and say that this game is gonna be totally fine. We're good. It's all chill. Don't worry about it. If that's the case, then I'll put it fully in pre-order. But for now, I'm just gonna have it in the limbo. But I'm very excited for BioShock 4. BioShock is one of my favorite, probably third favorite franchise in all of video gaming history. Now, we're going to go from right to left. So, Final Fantasy. Now, I have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth there, but I've changed the color just to kind of signify that I'm talking about Part 3, which is the final game in the trilogy. And if you've watched the videos on this channel, you'll know that I am a newcomer and a big fan of Final Fantasy VII. And I thought Rebirth was the best game I've played in the last 5 years, ever since Half-Life Alyx. It is an absolute magical masterpiece, Rebirth is, and I think Part 3 should be, for all the stuff that they're setting up in Rebirth, should be absolutely incredible. I am so looking forward to it. And this is one of those games that I would actually wait in line, if you could do that, to go, you know, let's say you're at a GameStop, I would actually sit in a line for hours to buy this game. I'm so looking forward to Final Fantasy VII Part 3, whatever it's going to be called. It probably will be called Reunion, maybe, but we'll see. Final Fantasy VII Part 3. This is definitely pre-order status. Next is Portal 3. Now, there shouldn't be a Portal 3. There should not be a Portal 3. If the only reason there should be a Portal 3 is if it's a prequel. There should not be a sequel to Portal 2, because if you've played Portal 2, you know that Portal 2's ending is pretty darn definitive. So anything past that is kind of weird. But if they do a prequel with, Doug Ratman, or the time that GLaDOS filled the entire facility with neurotoxin, that would be very, very cool. And I would be pre-ordering this game no matter what, because Portal, in my opinion, is one of the best franchises in video gaming history, and Portal 1 is one of my favorite games of all time. So a Portal 3, if it's a prequel, I mean, if they could release anything, and I'll pre-order this because I love Portal so much, but if it's a prequel, that is very, very good news. Now, the final one, and the one that made me want to make this video, is the elusive, the incredible, the quite possibly getting announced this year and releasing in 2026 game, Half-Life 3. This game is a childhood dream of mine to play this game. I would spend so much money, I would do anything to play Half-Life 3. And I gotta admit, this has to be the greatest game I've ever played. They've done this to themselves. This game will not be bad. It will not be mediocre. It will not be good. I think this game will be at least very good, because this is Valve we're talking about. Valve makes bangers. We know this. And Half-Life 3 is such an elusive game in my brain that I have memories of thinking about this game all my life, and finally being able to play Half-Life 3. I mean, I should put Half-Life 3 in its own category, something above pre-order. I mean, if there was a category for buying the Super Mega Ultra Deluxe Edition of a game, Half-Life 3 is definitely that game. And the day that Half-Life 3 gets announced, I will cry. You will see me burst into tears. This entire room will be flooded with tears, because they are tears of happiness that Half-Life 3 gets announced. And I'm praying, I'm really praying, and I'm hoping in more words that Half-Life 3 gets announced this year or next year, or just something. Please, guys. I think we are close to getting this game announced, with all the leaks and the data mining and the subtle Mike Shapiro kind of teasing that he did for, 2025 in the G-Man voice. Guys, Half-Life 3 is the easiest game to put in one of these categories for me. Like, pre-order Half-Life 3, no question. It's probably the game that I am the most excited for of all time, forever. Always has been and always will be. And when that game comes around, you will know. So anyways, guys, that's my full chart for the Dan's Game Hypometer, and these are the games that I'm excited for and I'm very much looking forward to playing and seeing the trailers and them getting announced. And I just wanted to share this with you guys as a quick little video. I mean, it's not quick, this is a long video, but this is just a little video I wanted to make while I'm making my other video that's going to be significantly bigger and badder and better. So I'll be making that video in the meantime, but I just wanted to share this video because I like talking about this kind of stuff, and I want to hear from you guys. What are the games that you're excited for to be released? Is there a franchise that you're like, oh my god, I love this franchise so much that I would pre-order anything that this, franchise puts out? Or are there games that you'd be waiting for a sale, games that you're buying day one? Please let me know in the comments. So anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.